Hey guys, thanks for checking out this episode of the Helix Experience. Today, I'm chatting to you about our 2022 summary. So, by the time this episode airs, we will be in November. Let's be real, like November's probably like the last month of the year that actually counts. December's a bit of a fuck around. Not that much happens anyway. It's a lot of partying and celebrating. So, this year has been, I would say, probably the greatest year of my life, just because a lot of big things have happened and I've managed to move the needle quite considerably in all aspects of life, which is incredible. But I wanted to break this down into like 4 points here, and I'll elaborate on each of them. The reason I wanted to talk about this today is I kind of get asked this stuff all the time. It's pretty hard to keep people updated with what's going on Instagram. So pretty easy on like a long form episode like this one on a podcast. So I'll chat about like my gym. It's really transitioned to an incredible gym and a business this year. It's got really amazing people, amazing coaches, an amazing culture. You know, the programs are delivering incredible results. Everyone in there is getting jacked, strong, and becoming a beast. And that's, you know, I think about this. I'm like, why is this all-time high in the gym just happened this year? Like, why has it been my 13th year as a strength coach or a PT or a coach, whatever? Why has this year been the year? And I think about the people, and it's all about the people. It's like, are the right people there for the right reasons? Are the staff there for the right reasons? People training for the right reasons? Is the motivation there? Is the culture there? Is the community there? Why is this all just, you know, the perfect storm of perfect environment to get such incredible results? And everything is just, you know, cruise control, which is incredible. Yes, along with that, just like an incredible team, you know, like Danae, Paige, and our newest coach, Brooke. You know, they've really just kind of stepped up and handled things. And, you know, they've all stepped into their own as well. And yeah, it's been it's wild from the start of the year where, you know, things were arguably chaotic to now. It seems like a completely different business. And yeah, it's been amazing to see. I think like, you know, if you're experiencing any type of turbulence in your life at the moment with your business or relationships or friends, family, these types of things, you just got to know that like every good time has an equal and opposite bad time, and every bad time has an equal and opposite good time. So you're only around the corner, or you're, you know, a couple of weeks or months or days away from things turning for the better, because, you know, that is what has happened in my business essentially from the start of this year to now. Incredible things have happened, and it's a place I'm super proud of. And, you know, if you were part of that journey, and if someone listening right now, you're involved in that, I'm sure you can see it. But thank you from me and the fam. So, you know, we have our VBT launching soon. So this is velocity-based training. We have a few, they're called Virtuve systems arriving. By the time this airs, they probably will be here. But we're planning to take the next level in our gym, and we're going like full tech wanker, so to speak. So we're installing velocity-based training in the gym, iPads on the racks, you know, measuring bar speed, velocity, average velocity, all these types of things. And I think you'd say, why the fuck would you do that to an already pumping gym or something that's working super well? And then the simple answer here is progression. We need to be progressing. We need to be moving the needle. We need to be at the forefront. We need to be at the cutting edge of, you know, small group training and gyms. And I believe we're doing that. So the next frontier that we'll be launching into towards the back of this year is velocity-based training. And we're going to be starting small with this and then eventually ramping up. But I can imagine, you know, come with me on this journey of imagination. 8 power cages, iPad on each, a velocity-based tracking unit. You know, you're training with a friend or another friend, you know, for your squats, deads, benches, military presses, big compound exercises, and you can track the bar speed. And it turns into a bit more of a competition between, you know, your training partner and you. Is like, who can move the bar faster? You know, you can track every set. What's the speed at? What is that speed related to your 1RM percentage? You know, does the speed that you're lifting actually correlate, or are you taking it too easy? I find that velocity-based training is like the ultimate bitch test. So I usually, like when I was using the GymAware unit, which is kind of like a unit that you strap on the bar and it just stays on the bar, I found that, you know, psychologically, I thought I was going harder than I was. And as soon as I had the feedback from the unit saying I wasn't going as hard as I thought I was, I put more weight on, and then I actually was training in the ranges that I thought. A lot of people get to that, like when they're training in the gym, is they think they're going harder than they are, when in reality you need something that's unbiased and is actually telling you real deal data from the session that you're in right now that you could probably be pushing a little bit harder. And I'm really excited for that to come about. We're also in discussions with a sports science company in Brisbane to bring in some more sports science tech to beef out our onboarding protocol for new clients, so we can run through a science-based analysis of the person as a whole. We can work out any deficiencies, any weaknesses, like left leg, right arm, core, like balance, like these types of things. So we'll get a better understanding, quantitatively. So we'll be able to know from like a numbers point of view where this client or athlete is when they start with us. And then we can measure them every 4, 6, 8, 12 months, whatever it is, to quantifiably say, like, besides 1RMs and body fat and, before and afters, like, is this person improving on a quantifiable, scientific measure, which is super exciting as well. So there are a couple of projects we're on at the moment. Actually, this weekend, we're renovating our recovery suite at the gym. So we have an Odin ice bath coming in the next few weeks, but renovating the area to make it a bit more luxy, a bit bougie, a bit nice, getting in a deck, some nice lighting in there, covering off the area. So it's going to be walk-in, sauna, ice bath, free to use for the members. Top of the line, pristine everything, which is incredible. So we include the recovery suite free with all memberships, because I do think recovery is an area that is misused or not used to its fullest extent. So yeah, there are a couple of things we got going on for the next couple of months. I mean, a few months ago, Steph and I did sit down and we were like, what has changed in the gym this year? And we listed out like 46 things that we've changed or improved in the last 8 to 9 months, which is absolutely massive. But, in summary, we're on course. Everything's going great. We're getting close to a wait list, which is exciting. My second topic for discussion today is my wedding. So I think this podcast actually be released around the day of my wedding. So getting married is a weird feeling. It's something that I remember I was just proposed to my fiance or wife, Steph, and we were in Brisbane. I literally made the decision the day before we flew to Brisbane. That day I went and bought a ring, which was a sting to the bank account. And then the next day I proposed. I didn't really give too much thought to actually getting married. And then we decided on a date. And then I kind of in my mind just always thought, that's ages away. It's nothing really to worry about. And the next minute I'm getting married. And today is the 20th of October when I'm recording this, 11 a.m. And the wedding's on the 10th of November. So like 20 days away, which is fucking wild. But the day just honestly just creeps up on you. Super exciting. I kind of always thought I would get married, but then like when it actually happens to you, it's a strange but exciting feeling. I'm off to Krabi in Thailand a couple of days after the wedding for an actual honeymoon. I'm going to not try to take my computer on this trip and enjoy that. But, your boy Tim getting married, who would have thought he found a woman that will put up with him? At the same time as this, which is like quite stressful, Steph and I have been in the process of buying a house. And I would not recommend getting married and buying a house in the same 3 months. If you value having a fat bank account, it has been one of the most stressful financial times of my life this last couple of months, especially going through this process of just seeing stuff leave your bank account has been wild. But I guess after this year, the two biggest things, well, two of the 3 to 4 biggest things is getting married and buying a house are done. There's just kids left, but I've got 2 fur children and I'm plenty happy with them. So we'll see if an actual human baby pops out in the next couple of years. But the big shit's done and paid for, which was great, but I'd probably elope if I had to do it again. And then the final thing I want to chat about here today is our Bali retreat. So I think we've got one spot left. This will be in a couple of weeks, probably gone by then, but we used to run Bali retreats all the time before the worldwide propaganda about the deadly virus that we know as COVID-19. That is all, seemingly disappeared now, and it's like it never happened, which is also super weird. But anyway, we used to run retreats in Bali. It was a super fun time. After that kind of finished up in COVID for a couple of years, I was like, I don't know if I'll ever run retreats again. And for good reason. They were fucking chaotic. Our retreats are always batshit crazy. Wild stuff always happens. There's not drama, but people are just fucking hectic normally on training retreats. Maybe it's me, but usually it's crazy. And then Steph and I said, like, we probably don't have that many years of running these things, before we do have kids. So we set one and basically sold it out in like a week. And that's on January the 16th. We have our next one in Canggu, Bali, which is our first return in 3 years. I've been to Bali 3 times this year, but first return for a retreat in 3 years. It's a 5-day retreat in Canggu. So the structure of that is we train at 6 a.m., have breakfast. Then we'll go back for a second session about 9:30, and this will be a long session, couple of hours. Then we'll have some time off in the afternoon. We'll talk, do some mindset stuff, do some journaling, some goals, like that kind of shit. And then we'll have like a half send or a full send at night. A half send is like having a good time, not getting too buckled. And then full send is going ham and having the best time. So we've got 5 beach clubs booked in every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday night we have our send-off at Finn's, which I can imagine is going to be bullshit. And Monday, the first Monday, we have a Cafe Del Mar. So I'd say Monday and Friday will be full sends, and then the other 3 will be half sends. So it's pretty hard to wake up and train after on a hangover at 6 a.m., especially, in Bali. It's a bit easier than doing it in Perth, but in Bali specifically, most people get some incredible takeaways from a trip like this because you're training so hard and you're training so much that you'd naturally, your level of like fitness and your level of like push is so much higher when you get home. So anything less than that when you get home, you end up just feeling lazy. So this has been one of the big catalysts of like how we've created so many beasts at my gym is these retreats. And I think this one is our 10th retreat. So that's, I think over about 130, 140 people have been on retreats with my wife and I over the last 5-6 years. Yeah, a couple of years. That math works out. So I'm sure each and every one of those people has had some pretty fond experiences of the times. But, this may be our last one. But if you're interested in coming on any future retreats, let us know on my website, www.helixsp.com. Click on the Island Gains tab and then pop your details in there. Let me know you're interested in coming on a next one. I'll see if I can swing one with the wife next year, probably April, May-ish, when the weather starts getting shitty in Perth. That's when I'll be getting a little bit itchy and wanting to leave. So there's a little bit of a 2022 summary from me, talking about the gym, wedding, house, and our upcoming Bali trips. There's, obviously fucking tons more to it here, but I wanted to give the listeners a little bit of an update what's going on in the life of Tim. I appreciate your support, guys. It's been fun. If you guys have a question that you want to ask me or you want me to cover on the show, in this show or the Mostly Uneducated Opinions, go to our website again, www.helixsp.com/podcast. Pop your question in the form there, and then I will check that out and see where I can add it to the show. And if I'm going to answer that for you guys as well. But like always, guys, if you got anything from the show, please share it with someone. Please let them know. It's been incredible to chat to you all, and have an epic day. This may be the day after my wedding. I've just realized that.